Hi, I'm Sharon Dooley, a sports massage therapist and yoga teacher. Today is a short sequence for muscles on the back of the body. When you're running, you need strength throughout your back to keep yourself upright. And whilst you're building strength in the muscles on your back, that can also help with when they're engaged, allowing you to remain a little bit more open along the front of your body. Predominantly, your lungs sit more to the back of your body. So they're in this area here, but you need to be flexible, fluid and strong. The muscles around here to be strong, which will allow the expansion and contraction, allowing those muscles to work. Don't get too caught up with your breathing to begin with. Just start with being aware of your breathing. But in time, as you practice, paying attention to your breath, you can play around with your breath, trying to take deeper breaths, can help with building that elasticity, that muscle strength, flexibility through your back. So just start with lying on your back, knees bent, feet ideally pointing straight forward, about hip width apart, so the inner edge of your hips, head in line with your back, and just pressing down through your feet to begin with and noticing the engagement, maybe noticing the engagement through the muscles in your legs, maybe glutes and into your back as you do that. I'm just going to take 3 breaths in and out. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up over your head. As you breathe out, bringing your arms back down by your sides. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then pressing down through your feet. Keep your hands on your belly to begin with, just so you're not using your arms to help here. And you're going to lift your hips, but think of lengthening along the front of your body. So it's like you're trying to send your knees forward over your toes. Just a gentle lift to begin with, and lower. And then on the next one, you're going to explore going a little bit further. Really thinking of lengthening along the front of your body and lowering, keeping your feet engaged, toes down, toes relaxed, feet heavy. And one more. And then from there, hug your knees in, rolling up to sitting. Press down through the backs of your feet, reaching out through your heels, spreading your toes, really activating your feet. Shoulders over hips, think of lengthening up through your body. Hands behind your hips. You can either bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, or have your legs straight. You're going to lift your hips again, thinking of that lengthening, sending your knees forwards as you lift up your hips. And then lowering down. Again, I'm going to show you the option for straight legs. Press down through your heels, really activating through your feet as you lift your hips up. From there, you're going to roll over onto your front, into plank. Turning crease of your elbows forwards. So you're spinning those forwards to lengthen along the back of your body, and then pressing down through your hands, noticing if that engages through your shoulder blades. And then you've got the option to just stay here, taking a few deep breaths, keeping your body in line, shoulder, hips, heels. If you've been doing some strength training for a while, bending your elbows, coming into Chaturanga, low plank, and holding there. And then gently bring yourself all the way down to the floor. Have your hands alongside your chest, chin points in towards your collarbone,
feet pressing down into the mat, hips pressing down into the mat. You're going to think of the movement lengthening upper body out of your hips. Take your hands off the mat, off the floor. Elbows stay in. Think of drawing your elbows down towards your hips. Lengthening up out of your hips. And lower. I tend to inhale as I lengthen upwards. And then exhale as I come down. Now press your hands down and lengthening and lowering. You shouldn't feel any pinching in your lower back here. And then bring your hands down by your side. You're going to press down through your hips, lengthening out through your feet, lengthening your fingers down towards your toes. Again, it's like your hips are in the middle, legs, upper body lengthening away from each other. Chin stays tilted to keep the integrity through your head and shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower down. Bend one leg and then the other. You can either cross one leg over the other. You're going to press this foot, one foot against the other, or take your hands to the inside edge of your foot. Allow your hips to lengthen, allow your hips to sink into the floor. If you're like this, just focusing on letting your hips sink down into the floor. If your hips are in contact with the floor, press your feet and hands into each other. Press your heels up towards the ceiling. And then think of sending your heels up towards the ceiling. Press your hands and feet against each other. And just exploring from there. When you're ready, lowering down. Release your hands and feet. Come up onto all fours. Walk your hands forwards. And then you're going to send your hips up towards the ceiling. And it's like you're pointing your chest towards the floor. And just dropping your head, just exploring as you take your hands a little wider. Get more of a chest stretch. If that's really uncomfortable, just lower down. Let your elbows rest on the floor. Just exploring what's comfortable for you. And then gently walking back a bit further with your hands, allowing your hips to sink over your heels, allowing your head to rest down. From there, you can walk your hands to one side, arms over to one side. That will increase, you'll feel a stretch sensation. And then coming back to the center. Walk your hands to the other side. Again, just exploring through your breath, noticing that sensation. It should feel comfortable. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable or painful. If it does, just move slightly out of it. And then when you're ready, gradually, slowly bring yourself up to sitting. Sometimes when you do a lot of back bending where it can really open things up and you get a bit of a head rush, sitting up too quickly can make you go a bit giddy. So just coming out of it gently. But just working through that can help over time to build muscles through the back of your body. It's predominantly back, but it will also engage hamstrings, work through that, which then when you're running, you're building strength within the muscles that help to support your posture, keeping you upright. So as you get to the end of your run or you've worked really hard through a session, you can tap into the muscles that help to maintain your posture and just encourage them to give you a bit of a response till you're ready to finish and collapse into a heap. So enjoy, and I will see you next week.